La 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 la, la la. Oh, oh, oh. La 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 la, la la.
Welcome. I'm Jerry. This is the Pound of Wheat Kitchen, and today we're doing pulled pork. This is a whole pork shoulder, by the way, just under 9 pounds. So it's huge, and it's really a great idea when you're cooking something this big to expose some of the interior so that the sauce we put on it can go in a little bit easier and the heat can go in a little bit easier. So pulled pork is very easy. Basically, you make a sauce and cook pork in it for a very long time until it starts to fall apart. So the first thing we're going to have to do is make some sauce. And what I've got here is 1 large Vidalia onion. Vidalia is a sweeter onion than, say, a cooking onion. We are also going to add 1 bunch of coriander, 1 can of tomato paste, that's 5.5 ounces right here. We're just going to throw that in as well. 2 jalapeno peppers that I have seeded, so just quartered and seeded. This is 3 tablespoons of extra hot horseradish, and this is a 1/4 cup of Dijon mustard. So we're just put everything in here and process it. That's what we're left with. So the next thing is going to be transferring it to the pan. Add the rest of the paste we've just made. I have 2.5 cups of apple cider, to which I am adding a tablespoon of Sambal Oelek, or whatever spicy hot sauce you happen to like. And this is 1/4 cup of just plain white pickling vinegar. We're going to pour that into our pan. A tablespoon of peppercorns and a tablespoon of salt. The whole thing then just gets covered, and we're going to pop it in a very low oven. This oven is at 225 degrees. We're going to let this cook for about 90 minutes a pound. So I'm going away for 12 hours now. I'm going to sleep, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Welcome back. So through the magic of television, 12 hours have elapsed. So this is the part 2 of the barbecue process. The other thing I need to do is reduce this liquid. We have the 2.5 cups of apple cider that we started with, and then all of this lovely pork goodness. We want to reduce that down to something more like a barbecue sauce. So while our sauce is reducing and while the oven is coming to temperature, we need to shred the pork. This is a very easy task. You use 2 forks. I like to use like a carving fork and then just a regular fork. And then you just start to pull apart. Pork shoulder is a very tough cut of meat that needs to be cooked very slowly for a long period of time with liquid. Whereas something like tenderloin is not very flavorful. It's very tender. And so you really want to get these cheaper cuts of pig to make your pulled pork with. So our delectable sauce has now been reducing about 40 minutes. It's probably about 2 cups. No, it's closer to 3. We're going to add another can of tomato paste to this. The final ingredient, some delicious Canadian maple syrup. 1/2 cup. And we're just going to mix this all together to combine it. And then we're going to mix this into our pulled pork. And we want to make sure that everything gets coated. We want this to go everything. And then we go back in the oven, 350 degrees. This is going to take about an hour. What we want to do is to get all of this yummy goodness to sort of infuse into the meat and caramelize a little bit. We want to start to get some of the roasted flavors as well. We've got the long, slow cooked flavors, and now we want to get some of those caramely, roasty flavors. So, it's an hour later. We have been roasting in the oven. It looks exponentially better, doesn't it? I'm just going to taste it now, because I always like to do sort of the final flavoring once it's cooked to make sure that the spices are okay. And real good. That's very delicious, if I do say so myself. Thanks again for watching. Check out my blog, poundaweek.com. That's pound-week.com. I've got some serving suggestions and lots of tips for finding fitness at 50. Come on.